works.
Gotta make sure it works.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
All right, here we go. Bantamweight action. Jonny Lopez, Azjavkhlan Baatar. Coming up next, let's send it up to Adam Plazio with the introductions.
Our next combatant's on his way to the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, Azjavkhlan Baatar.
I'm just going to let Joe Lozon hail the name from now on. Well,
Baatar coming in 7-6.
Yes,
fighting
7-6.
out of Mongolia, currently living in New Mexico, fighting out of Jackson Wink MMA.
Where in Mongolia?
That's a good question. Ulaanbaatar, I believe.
You're really putting Maddie to the test tonight.
Yeah.
She's passing
I'm ready to roll.
She's a professional.
Yeah.
This is what she does.
So very
You're
interesting
playing
enough here
checkers.
now.
I'm playing chess.
Yes, it's true.
Baatar hasn't fought since 2019, but takes the fight on a couple weeks' notice. So I guess what that would say is he's been in the gym, to say the least, right? He's probably been getting ready for something, and perhaps he has something lined up and it fell through. But it does speak volumes about Joe just being ready. I mean, you can't say enough about that.
For sure. You know, I'm always a big fan of the always be ready, always get better. Yeah, like, so both of those is, you know, very, very true. A guy that's taking a fight on 2 weeks' notice, flying across the country, is definitely a guy that's ready and been training.
As we said, training out of Jackson Wink MMA. 3 wins by knockout on his record, a submission, a couple of decisions, even a disqualification win. That's the full gauntlet right there. He's done a little bit of everything in the cage. He's currently won 4 of his last 5 despite the layoff. So, you know, he's got some success going back a few years. 3 first-round finishes on his resume. So this is a tough guy. It's an unknown guy. I'm sure a lot of people don't really know, you know, what's happening, but what he brings to the table. We're going to find out soon. And so he was supposed to fight in February. Opponent fell ill during the weight cut, which obviously unfortunate. You know, you come all that way and it doesn't go down for you. So here was a guy who, you know, was ready. He had gone through a full camp. I'm sure at least a longer camp than this one, and so he stayed ready and he gets the call. And sometimes good things happen when you're at least ready and ready to go.
He's making his CES debut tonight. I'm sure he's jazzed up about that.
Second time fighting in the United States in general. First time obviously this far out east. First time was in Arizona. He's been around for a while. Pro debut in 2012, so he's had a decade-long experience as a pro. And about to step up here on UFC Fight Pass in a big, big fight against Jonny Lopez.
And his opponent, coming down the aisle, Jonny Lopez.
All right, Connecticut's own Jonny, Mr. Nice Guy Lopez. Big record, 12-5, a lot of wins on his resume, a lot of fights, 38 years of age. Former CES flyweight title challenger, actually lost to Blaine Shutt back in January of 2020, and it's his first fight since then, so he's had a lot of time, Joe. I always wonder if you had a long layoff and it's following a loss, is it almost worse, like it eats away at you for all that time? It's been more than 2 years, and
it's definitely worse, but that's like the most productive time to train.
Yeah.
Exactly,
if he won his last fight and then he had 2 years of layoff, you know, during pandemic, like how motivated are you, right?
Interesting.
You know, it's so motivating coming off of a loss.
You have so much to work on. You actually have homework that you can do.
Even when you win a fight, there's probably things you can focus on and improve on and get better on, right? But like after a loss, it just seems like the list is so much deeper, and it cuts so much worse coming off a loss.
Absolutely.
You're seeing some of these Jonny Lopez highlights here from his last fight back in January of 2020. And you know, guys, there is something to that. I think you're right. There's a motivation factor. You finally get a pro fight for the first time in a while, and you want to make it a good one, and you certainly want to try not to think too much about the last fight, but also work on what you need to improve, and we'll see if he made those adjustments along the way. Now, he did have a grappling tournament in January, so he's been active at the very least. He's not getting off the couch to take this fight, so it's a guy who's still staying on top of his game and staying on top of his grappling and his jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt, teaches kids Brazilian jiu-jitsu at Underdog MMA, so kind of always in and around the game, so to speak, right?
Absolutely.
He has won 8 of his last 10, so 8-2 record in that span. It goes back a bit, but also not a guy that's really long for a lot of fights. 5 first-round finishes on his record, only 1 third-round finish, and he did have that 5-round scheduled bout for the title back in January 2020. Also a 3-time Bellator vet, so it's a guy that's been around a lot. So it's got a lot of good fight experience, winning and losing, and really has done a little bit of everything.
And you can see former CES featherweight champ Matt Bissett in his corner, and former lightweight champ, so I'm sure he's getting a lot of good pieces of info to bring into the cage tonight.
All right, Jonny Lopez making his way inside the cage, been quite some time. We talked about these long ring walks tonight, Joe. Been interesting.
Taking their time.
Joe's timing it. Joe's actually got his watch going on. Here is our tail of the tape here. Jonny Lopez, 38 years of age, taking on Baatar, who comes in 29 years old. Let's send it up to Adam Plazio for the official introduction.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white and blue trunks. He weighed in at 135 pounds. His pro record, 7 wins, 6 losses. Hailing from Mongolia, ladies and gentlemen, Azjavkhlan Baatar. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 135.5 pounds. His pro record, 12 wins, 5 losses. Hailing from Meriden, Connecticut, ladies and gentlemen, Jonny, Mr. Nice Guy, Lopez. The man in charge of the action when the bell rings is Mr. John English.
Bring it in, Johnny. All right, gentlemen, you get the rules earlier. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. If you want to, touch him now. Come out swinging.
All right, just about to get underway here in the bantamweight division.
Our co-main event of the evening.
And that layoff by Baatar, you got to keep going back to it. It's so deceiving because he did prepare for a fight camp, you know, not too long ago. So you think that a guy with that kind of layoff, you may have an advantage. But Lopez has also had a significant layoff, and his is actually legit in a sense, even though he had that grappling tournament action in January. So both guys have found ways to sort of stay busy, stay in shape, and stay ready despite not having fights in quite some time.
They look like such different size fighters.
They do.
Right? Lopez looks just much leaner, much lankier. Baatar is just thick.
Not used to seeing 2 southpaws together.
Screws up everything.
There's a bunch of weirdos in there.
Baatar had a lot of experience fighting in Japan, overseas.
Nice quick action from Lopez.
As you mentioned, it's only his 2nd fight in the United States. For Lopez, first fight since January of 2020, which is also at CES. Should be a good one here. This is kind of a little bit of the element of the unknown here between 2 guys. Haven't been in there in a while.
Gotta get used to it.
Oh,
again.
and there's an eye
poke. I would call that accidental.
Well, a little brief stoppage in the action here.
Looks like
CS 67.
Looks like Baatar was cutting an angle and unfortunately clipped Lopez.
Eye pokes happen so easily sometimes.
Terrible.
One of my fights in UFC, I fought Evan Dunham, and I poked him in the eye so bad. I didn't know it even happened, and it happened. And then I saw a photo after. I was like up to like the 2nd digit in his eye.
I don't think Lopez has fully recovered from it. He clearly wants to fight, but if you haven't recovered, take that time, right?
Right, you get the time to take, so
just take it.
You don't want to go in there before you're ready and you can't see, or just you get distracted by it more than anything else.
Baatar wasting no time though. He's just that pressure. That pressure is a lot to deal with.
Baatar's got fast hands. He throws those 2-3 punch combos.
Oh, very nice. Jump knee.
Yeah, lets him go.
Baatar showing really nice footwork.
Yeah.
Cutting off the cage constantly.
He's doing a nice job fighting from the center of the cage, really just controlling the pace. Mostly had Lopez
nice uppercut from
but now
Lopez.
Here comes Lopez.
Oh, very nice high kick to follow that up with.
And again, those 2-3 punch combos by Baatar. Speedy.
Very speedy.
Baatar kind of reminds me of like a younger Takanori Gomi. Older MMA fans.
Look, I'm calling on Lopez. Let's go. Bring it on. Guy wants to stand and bang. It's been 3 years.
Exactly.
Right?
Lopez is playing it smart, though, because sometimes you don't want to rush in like that. You'll get clipped just like that.
8-1 on the way in.
Exactly what Baatar wants.
Baatar loves those flurries.
Bomber right uppercut.
Yeah, nice right hand.
Another flying knee. Heavy right hands.
Nice right-left combo by Baatar, finishing with the overhand left. And Lopez just seems a little step behind, a little bit.
Well, Baatar is doing a great job of just making that cage seem smaller than what it is. This is exactly where Lopez needs to be, right in the center.
Right hand by Baatar, the left rather, seemed to clip Lopez a bit there. Nice. Nice short right by Lopez.
Batar's just doing a great job of just being a bully.
Yeah.
He's winging really, really heavy shots. He's winging flying knees. He's generally controlled the center of the cage.
Oh.
Good left hand.
There's Rock Lopez.
152 to go in round one.
Nice high kick.
Kick upstairs by Baatar.
And a
Lopez
kick upstairs by
follow,
Lopez.
yeah.
Corner of Jonny Lopez begging him to move forward, because that's exactly what you need to do with a pressure fighter. A lot of times pressure fighters don't have the best defense. So that's the only way you can find out is by fighting fire with fire.
Loving that footwork by Baatar that Maddie pointed out. You know, he comes in, he lands, and he gets out quickly. You know, he doesn't hang around a long time to take any damage.
Baatar's getting a little frustrated.
Yeah.
Winging a punch, doesn't land, it's not a home run shot. He's pissed.
It can get frustrating though, and Jonny Lopez is doing a good job of head movement. Sure, he's taking plenty of damage, but he's able to get out of the way just like that. Little bit of head movement, responding. It's exhausting to miss. It's exhausting.
A nice little cat and mouse game here at times in this opening round.
Lopez is going to be very careful.
Yeah.
He's had his hands down low. He's moved his head out of the way the last second a couple times, but.
Oh, another eye poke. That one was a bad one.
Baatar goes down.
Jonny Lopez knows it.
That's just kind of the result. He came in with another flying knee attempt, and I think he was
it
a little high.
It looked like he was trying to push him off, and when you do that, you're exposing your fingers, and that's never good. Baatar, not a good place right now.
And the physician's
can't
going to
even
come
open his eyes right now.
We'll see what happens here now. Cage side physician taking a look here.
Replay right here.
Replay.
Goes for that jump knee, and then bang. He knew he did it. As soon as he did it, he knew it happened.
It's that left eye.
Oh, he can't even open his eye.
Doctor trying to get a good look.
So if the doctor okays this, he gets 5 minutes? No? He gets a couple minutes?
You get 5 minutes for
a groin shot.
You do not get it for an eye poke. However, the doctor will generally
take his time.
He'll take his sweet ass time.
Right.
Can I say that?
Oh. No, you cannot.
We could say that.
Probably not supposed to.
She says no, I say yes.
You're Joe Lozon. It's fine. It's fine. All right, it looks like we're going to be okay. Doctor okays it.
Wild first round here. We've had some nice exchanges, a couple of eye pokes, just a little bit of everything, and we still have 38 seconds. And John English doing a nice job here, just keeping things calm and explaining to both fighters, hey, here's what happened, here's what you got to do.
Let's keep our fingers in our gloves.
That's right.
Nice high kick from Lopez.
When we're after that eye.
30 seconds left in round number 1. Lots of action already.
It's been a great first round.
Yeah, they both seem to be favoring this high kick.
Yeah, this is worthy of
very nice uppercut. Very nicely timed.
Worthy of co-main event status here at CES 67. It's been fun. And hopefully we get 2 more full rounds to go. Another try. He caught him with the right hand there.
Jonny Lopez is in danger right now.
Lopez in some trouble. Not a lot of time left.
He almost waved it off.
End of the round, though. It's the end of the round.
Baatar's got to hurry. He could empty the tank here for the final seconds.
No, wow, he is saved by the bell.
Wow,
that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
I thought for a second English was stopping it.
I thought he was coming in there too.
He was breaking it up for the bell, but Baatar.
Unbelievable.
Hopefully we get another look at that there. That was a little right hook that caught him. And that buckled Lopez, and now we're going to see again the ringside position stepping in.
Did Baatar just empty his gas tank though? So let's see this replay.
I think Baatar.
Lopez takes a step off and hits him square with that big looping hook and just tries to send it home. Isn't able to get it done.
And Baatar knows here there's not a lot of time. He's just trying to empty the tank and just get that stoppage.
Lopez showing incredible toughness in the last few seconds of round number 1.
I thought the round was Baatar's to begin with, but that just seals it right there. That's a nice, perfect finish, right? Good, clean right hand. He sends Lopez into the cage and then just gives you another 10, 15 seconds of some unanswered shots. And I'll say another 10 seconds here, it's probably over. I think English.
Maybe 3 seconds.
He was on the verge of stepping in there.
I like that he gave him time at the end of the round, though.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks when a referee jumps in when there's like 1 second left in the round. It's like, give him the last second.
Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Michael Schwartz, the cage side physician, wants just one more look at Jonny Lopez. He's assured that he's okay.
I think the biggest thing is that the doctor's checking to make sure the fighter wants to still be in there. You know, like
we almost forgot a mouth guard.
such a rocky end at the end of the first round. You want to make sure the guy really wants to be in there.
Round number 2 about to get underway here. This one's scheduled for 3 in the bantamweight division.
I think Lopez's key to success is just moving forward. I know it seems it's definitely easier said than done, especially when you have those speedy hands from Baatar, but you can't be hanging on the outside like that.
Speedy and heavy hands.
Yes.
Once again, we're cage side at CES 67. You see Lopez all busted up here in our co-main event. Michael Parenti joined by Joe Lozon and Matty Levine. And Joe, I want to touch on something you said about the end of that round here, where John English gave him the opportunity to get to the bell. Now, the referee's not obligated to do that. You know, if he thinks that fighter cannot continue.
Oh, tries to throw an up knee
right?
himself.
I mean, he does also have the obligation to stop it.
He does.
That's a tough line, right?
You know, from a fighter safety perspective, though, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that letting a fight go 1 second longer is the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's, you know, for both guys, I think you like having a clear ending. You know, like if you're Baatar, you really don't want the fight to get stopped at the very last second. Like, you know, you obviously want the win, but if it's at all sketchy, you want a clean finish.
Does the referee think in the back of his mind, if I let this go, is this fighter capable of continuing in the next round even with the minute break? Does that sometimes factor into the decision to stop it?
If he's hurt so badly, the doctors are going to check him out between the first and second anyways. If he stops that fight, then there's no going back. Right, but if he lets it go and then they determine between rounds that the guy is not capable of going, then they have an opportunity to stop.
And it allows the corner to stop it if needed,
Yep.
I bring this up last weekend, you know, CES boxing in Rhode Island. There was a fight that was stopped after a second knockdown with 9 seconds to go in the round.
Yes, exactly.
You hate to see that.
Yep.
And you wonder, well, does the official think that this fighter just cannot continue? He should not take more damage?
Oh, very nice spinning back kick from Lopez.
That could be the case sometimes, but you know.
All right.
Lopez definitely recovered though so far. You know, like it might not get much better.
Another, that knee looked like it landed right on the chin.
It's been a weapon of choice for Baatar, who's really had a lot of weapons in this fight.
Thing is though, is Lopez is still in this fight. He's still throwing good combinations back. He threw a flying knee. You know what I mean? He can still win the fight. It's not
He needs to start moving forward.
But he needs to change things pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
3 minutes to go in round number 2. It's been all action here in our co-main event.
I think if Lopez gets tagged again, I think that the referee will stop it much sooner.
Absolutely.
This time around. Because now, you've seen it happen a couple times. He's getting overwhelmed. He's getting flirted on. You know.
I'd like to see him counter a little more. Baatar has been doing, you know, the jab cross hook over and over and over and over again. I'd like to see him just respond immediately after and see what Baatar has for him.
I was talking earlier how he reminded me of Takanori Gomi. And he's kind of fighting the same way. He was also a southpaw, who just kind of jump in with big left hands, big right hands, throw some flying knees. Like,
it's tough. Lopez is finding himself on the defensive here most of this round. It's just tough for him to execute anything on his own end.
But as you can see just then, as soon as he is moving forward, Baatar moves backward. Oh, and he clips
Lopez
him.
Drops
Keep
him with the
going.
left. Baatar pops up pretty quickly.
Quick recovery, but it just goes to show that this fight can change in a matter of seconds.
All it takes is one clean shot to change the entire course of things.
I think Baatar is still hurt. I think he went down, but I think he's still hurt a little bit.
Oh, 4 or 5 punch combo. Just kind of tossing Lopez out of the way. Another flying knee.
That knee is incredible. Oh.
A couple of good rights and lefts by Baatar. Had a moment where he had Lopez against the cage and he had enough distance to land. 1:39 to go in round 2. Lopez, bloody mess.
Nice try and timing with that uppercut. Good idea there from Lopez.
Yeah, aggressive fighter coming in. Good way to stop him in his tracks. CES 67 live from Hartford, Connecticut. Still have our main event to come, so don't go anywhere.
What an incredible appetizer to the main event. This is a wonderful fight between two warriors right now.
Main event worthy action here in our co-main event. A little spinning back fist, or at least the illusion of one by Lopez.
Baatar's definitely slowed down considerably.
Yeah.
He was flaring, you know, I don't know if it was the end of the first. When he
right. I mean, I think that big shot from Lopez was a game changer. I think it showed Baatar that, okay, yeah, I'm fighting somebody and they have some power. But Lopez just needs to capitalize on it. He needs to start building more than just one shot.
I agree. I think that can temper your aggressiveness, and with that said, he should be able to kind of read what Baatar is doing, or just read the body language, you know, and just maybe go in for the attack. You've got 16 seconds here in this round. A shot or two could steal it.
the first round, Baatar felt like he had the bigger gun.
Yeah.
Better weapons, and now he's been tagged. Now he's being a little more tentative.
Yeah.
Final bell rings for round 2, and guys, I think we could have an even fight here going into round 3. This is what, I feel like Baatar, had round 1. I don't know if Lopez did enough here in round 2.
It's hard to say. I mean, he did have that big shot that clearly had Baatar moving backwards. Let's see which one they're playing here. Nice big
Yeah,
hook.
there it is. Yep.
Puts him right on his knees, but he's quick to get back up. But as you were saying, Joe, he didn't quite recover right away. And I think if Lopez were to just kept moving forward, I think we would have seen some killer damage from Lopez.
I would argue that the first round was 10-8 Baatar too.
Right.
I think it was a very, very dominant round. You could
argue
that maybe Lopez won that second round, but like.
May still be behind a point in the cards.
Yeah.
Do you think Lopez may have missed an opportunity, Maddie, after that knockdown? It seemed like he stopped for a second, almost just watching it. Right?
I would have liked to see Lopez continue forward. Worst case scenario, you end up on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have something new to the fight that wasn't in round 1 that we haven't seen yet, which allows him to maybe do some work on the ground.
And we saw, listen, each guy's landed a big punch in this fight. One guy, rushed in a lot faster than the other. And Baatar certainly was the one to do that in round number 1 and almost got a stoppage, but just ran out of time. Round 3 underway here in our co-main event. Baatar in the blue and white and Lopez in the black and gold. Been a good fight, a lot of back and forth action. And Joe, there could be something to that opening round. Perhaps it could be a 10-8 round. And maybe Baatar is ahead, or maybe it's even on the cards. We don't really know where it stands, but we know that if I'm either fighter, I'm thinking I don't have it won, and I'm trying to come out.
You have to be aggressive.
Absolutely.
You have to assume you're down, or you're not going to win a decision.
And
But the way they're fighting, I don't think that we're going to see a decision. I think they're both. Baatar's coming out really aggressive.
Oh, nice angles there by Baatar. I think he senses that Lopez is hurt. Comes in with a flying knee again.
This is looking more like the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lopez is going to have to dig deep. Oh, that hook. They're both finding that right hook.
Couple of right hooks there by Baatar. He's starting to get that confidence and that swagger back a little bit here in round 3. Lopez rushing with that hands down sometimes, Joe, too. He's got that head kind of out there.
Lopez is trying to be like the cuter fighter.
Yeah.
Baatar just doesn't care. He's just biting his mouth guard and lunging in.
Oh, beautiful elbow.
That was great.
Right on the button. See, this is where Lopez is struggling. He lands a beautiful shot and doesn't follow up.
Baatar's certainly been busy with the combinations and the flurries, and they don't always land it, but it gives the illusion of a fighter being busier than the other.
Absolutely, the busier fighter.
Sometimes that counts.
And not to mention, Lopez is constantly on his back foot, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when it becomes a bad thing is when you're not responding.
Yeah.
Can we talk for a second about the fact that Jonny Lopez is the kids instructor at Underdog MMA?
What are you teaching these kids?
This is your kids instructor. This is who you want to send your kids to.
He's a good guy. Come on
kids
now.
getting bullied. You live anywhere in
Your
Connecticut.
kid's going to be tough, that's for sure.
Exactly.
That's right.
Married in Connecticut, send him to Underdog.
You're dealing with bullies, go to Underdog. I like it.
Loving the action here in round 3. We still have 3 minutes to go.
Nice movement. He's got to be careful with that movement, though. That's where he's getting clipped on the outside. He cuts an angle and gets clipped. But as you can see, Lopez can do it too.
Well, you're right, Maddie. When he turns to his left, he's eating that right hook.
A little blood coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice hook.
Baatar's left eye.
Baatar's a little cut
Lopez
up here too.
needs to step on the gas. He has blood drawn from Baatar's left eye.
I think maybe from a headbutt.
Oh. I think it was from that flying punch right here.
I thought it was a headbutt. You might be right, though.
I'm usually right, Joe.
I'm not going to question it.
2:10 to go in the fight. I mean, it's been all action. It's been a great co-main event.
This has been a great fight.
I think another knee is coming.
Yeah, Baatar knows when to dig deep and just kind of pull that out of the bag of tricks. He's done it 5 or 6 times in this fight.
It's been pretty successful. Gets him in nice and tight.
That left eye is pretty banged up.
It is.
That's the same eye he got poked in inadvertently earlier in the fight. I see it swelling up.
Oh.
Nice trading leather there in the center of the cage.
Lopez is showing an amazing chin tonight.
Yeah. You're right. He's taking some shots in this fight. He was on the brink of possibly being stopped in round 1, and Even still in rounds 2 and 3, just taking some damage here and there. But he's still in the fight.
I'm glad the ref didn't stop it, because he clearly recovered.
Yes.
He was not out of it.
Yeah, it's such a tough judgment call for a ref, and it appears that Johnny English made the right call. 1 minute to go. Still anybody's round.
Good jab.
First takedown attempt from Baatar. Why not? Give him something else to think about in the last 45 seconds.
In an even round, that takedown could swing the pendulum in one way, in one direction.
Big thing is now Jonny Lopez has to, expect the takedown. He has to
think about it now.
So now his hands come a little low. Baatar comes low and comes high.
Superman punch.
Right.
Okay.
Liking the creativity from Lopez.
I mean, they've both left it all out here in this fight. Baatar again going for a takedown.
I think you're right, Joe. I think he's looking to just solidify the round by trying to grab that takedown.
Lopez, for now, doing a nice job defending it. And it's 12 seconds to go here, so Joe, if you're Lopez, you just sort of ride this out here.
I think we're hanging on.
Try to survive as best you can, land some elbows, but gotta be careful if he doesn't give up his back here.
Wow, do it. Non-stop action from beginning to end for the co-main event at CES 67. That was a great fight.
Baatar doing what would amount to a victory lap before we've decided or learned who've won the fight yet, but I'll tell you, it was close. It's a tough one to score. Joe, you thought that might have been a 10-8 round in the first round?
I thought the first was maybe a 10-8.
Yeah.
I think maybe Baatar had the third round 10-9, but a very, very close round. It could be, we could have a draw, right? You give the second and third both to Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, Lopez. A draw is definitely in the cards, if you will. I see 10-8 for round 1. I don't know. I see Baatar doing enough to get the win tonight. I think he was the more active fighter. He was constantly pushing forward. He had Lopez on his back foot, but Lopez coming in with a lot of those counter strikes and no quit whatsoever, landing a lot of hard strikes. So we'll leave this one up to the judges.
This is one of those fights, you could be 30-26.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're about to see
the second and third.
I think we're about to see numbers all over the place for
you know what? I think you're right about that. I think we'll see some interesting scorecards here, and it's going to be one of those fights or decisions where the scorecards don't really reflect how close and competitive the fight was, right?
And I don't think that any score is going to be wrong.
No. It's so many sequences in this fight where it was tough to tell who was really on top, and sometimes in fights like this it's 1 or 2 shots that make the difference in the eyes of the judge, or a takedown, which we didn't really have any takedowns, so there wasn't that deciding factor or that quote-unquote tiebreaker at any point in a round.
It's just so hard to compare. Like you said, okay, there was that one knockdown in the second, but how many jabs or how many whatever, it's so hard to compare 2 different things.
I think we'd all agree it was action-packed. Nonetheless, we're going to send it up to Adam Palazzo, who has the decision.
His nose is broken for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 tough rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges scored the fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Azjavkhlan Baatar.
Okay, gentlemen, we were wrong. Clean sweep, 30-27. And you know what? Like we said, it makes sense.
Yes.
Really, I think any numbers would have made sense in this one. 30-27, clean cut.
I think at the end of the day, right, the scorecards don't always matter. It's as long as the judges get it right. I think in this case they got it right. I don't know if it was unanimous. I didn't necessarily feel it was, but Joe, doesn't really make a difference here. Baatar came in and got the win. I mean, what impressed you the most about Baatar?
I think just his commitment to throwing big overhand rights and overhand lefts. Like he did a great job cutting off the cage. He stepped in and bombed. He got his shots in when he could. When he hit Jonny Lopez in the very end of the first, and then he swarmed on him. He jumped on him. If it wasn't for the very end of the round, they definitely would have stopped it. But it was the end of the round, so but he jumped right on him.
He stuck to a game plan. I think that was the most amazing thing I saw out of Baatar was that jab cross hook got him to lead away from that hook, so then it opened the big right hook. Just sticking to that game plan got him the win tonight.
All right, both these fighters end a long layoff with a very exciting co-main event. Baatar gets the win to improve to 8-6. Tough luck loss for Jonny Lopez, who drops to 12-6. Well, folks, we're here live cage side at CES 67, and it's about that time for the fight you've all been waiting for. Now, for the first time in 9 years, CES will crown a middleweight champion tonight. CES Gold and Connecticut bragging rights are on the line in the main event of CES 67.